Hi dear. Welcome to your favorite audiobook channel, Wisdom Flicks. Let's start. Don't look for money. Introduction. Stop chasing. Start attracting. There's something nobody tells you when you're young. They say go out and make money, they work hard, get rich, hustle. And so we begin the chase. We run after money like it's a finish line. But the truth is, money was never meant to be chased. The more you run after it, the further it seems to run. You sacrifice your time, your peace, your joy just to catch it. And when you finally do, it slips through your fingers. Not because you didn't work hard, but because you were looking in the wrong place all along. This book isn't about getting rich quick. It's not about tricks or tactics. It's about reversing your entire relationship with money. You see, real abundance doesn't come from chasing. It comes from becoming. You don't attract wealth by needing it. You attract it by embodying value, peace, and purpose. What this book is really about. This is not a book about money. This is a book about you. It's about the inner shift that turns you into someone money naturally flows to. It's about the deeper game, the silent power of mindset, clarity, and intention. It's about creating so much value, stillness, and energy that money can't help but follow. Because when you stop looking for money, you begin to see the opportunities that were always around you. You become someone who doesn't chase, but attracts. Someone who doesn't beg, but builds. Someone who doesn't hustle in fear, but moves with clarity. Why you're here. If you picked up this audiobook, it's not by accident. Maybe you're tired of the endless chase. Maybe you've been working hard but still feel stuck, or maybe, deep down, you know there's a better way, a quieter path, a more natural flow. You're not here to be told how to make money. You're here to understand why you no longer need to look for it, because when you get clear, calm, and connected with your true self, money starts looking for you. So take a deep breath, let go of the noise, and get ready to hear the truth they never told you. You don't need to look for money. You need to look within. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Chase That Never Ends. We grow up in a world where money is treated like the ultimate prize. From the moment we're old enough to understand what a dollar is, we're told, go get it. Get the job, get the raise, get the house, get more. So we chase, and we chase hard. We run through long hours, stressful days, sleepless nights. We sacrifice time with our family. We give up our health, our peace, and sometimes, even our integrity. But here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. The chase never ends. Because no matter how much you get, it never feels like enough. You reach one goal and another one appears. You earn a little more, and suddenly, your expenses rise too. The finish line keeps moving, and so, you keep running. The illusion of more. Let me ask you something. Have you ever told yourself, once I make this much money, I'll finally feel secure? Then you hit that number. And somehow, you didn't feel secure. You just felt the pressure to make more. This is the trap. We convince ourselves that money will solve everything, that it will give us peace, status, freedom, happiness. But money is a magnifier, not a healer. If you're anxious without it, you'll be anxious with it. If you feel empty without it, you'll feel empty with it. Just with nicer things around you. Money amplifies who you already are. It doesn't change you, it reveals you. Real-life proof. The unhappy millionaire. You've heard the stories. The celebrity with millions who overdosed. The billionaire who's depressed. The lottery winner who went bankrupt and said, I wish I never won. Why? Because the external gain didn't fix the internal gap. They looked for money thinking it would make them feel whole. But money doesn't make you whole. You make you whole, and until you understand that, you'll always be chasing a feeling money can't provide. Chasing creates fear. There's something else about the chase that we don't talk about. It creates fear. When you're chasing money, you're not coming from abundance, you're coming from lack, from the belief that you don't have enough, that you are not enough. And fear energy repels the very thing you want. It makes you desperate. It makes You overwork, undercharge, say yes when you mean no, and live out of alignment. It disconnects you from your creativity, your purpose, your peace. You become a machine, not a human. And that, right there, is the cost of the chase. A new direction. But what if you stopped chasing? What if you slowed down and asked yourself, why am I really doing this? What am I actually looking for? Because often we're not looking for money. We're looking for safety. We're looking for recognition. We're looking for freedom. And none of those things require you to burn yourself out or betray your spirit. They require you to come back home, to yourself, to build a life rooted in alignment, not desperation, in purpose, not pressure. That's when money starts flowing, not as something you chase, but as something you attract. Let the chase end with you. The world will keep running. It will keep telling you to go faster, get more, work harder. But you have a choice. You can say, I'm done chasing. You can begin to move differently, from peace, from clarity, from power, because you are not here to chase. You are here to create, to become, to embody value. And when you do that, you'll realize something powerful. Money was never the goal. It was just a result, so take a breath, let the chase end here, let it end with you. Chapter 2, Redefining Wealth. What is wealth? Is it a number in your bank account? A house with more rooms than you use? A car that others admire? Or is it something deeper, something you feel? You see, for most of us, wealth has been defined by one thing, money. But that's a shallow definition, because many people have money and still live in emotional poverty. So let's pause and ask a more meaningful question. What does it mean to be truly wealthy? The lie we've been sold from a young age, we're taught to equate wealth with accumulation. Whoever has the most wins. But that's not true wealth. That's hoarding. We've been sold a vision of success based on appearances, on external markers, a lifestyle, a status, a showcase. But the truth is, real wealth doesn't show off. It shows up. It shows up as peace when others are stressed. It shows up as health when others are sick. It shows up as meaningful time with people you love, as creative freedom, as inner joy, as stillness. You can't measure that with a bank statement, but you can feel it deeply. The 4 levels of wealth, let's break this down. There are 4 kinds of wealth that truly matter. Emotional wealth. This is your ability to stay calm, resilient, and grounded, no matter what life throws at you. Emotional wealth is peace. It's joy without needing a reason. It's waking up and not feeling anxious even when the world is spinning fast. Mental wealth. This is clarity, insight, knowledge, the ability to think critically and creatively. Mental wealth gives you ideas, solutions, vision. It's what helps you navigate life intelligently instead of just reacting. Spiritual wealth. This is connection to yourself, to something higher, to the present moment. Spiritual wealth gives you purpose, meaning. It reminds you that you're more than just a body earning a paycheck. You're a soul having a powerful experience. Financial wealth. Yes, money matters, but it's only one piece. Financial wealth gives you options, comfort, access. But without the other 3, it often leads to emptiness. Real wealth is when all 4 of these align. Why money alone isn't enough. Money can buy a bed, but not sleep. It can buy medicine, but not health. It can buy entertainment, but not happiness. It can buy company, but not connection. So why do we keep putting money above everything else? Because we've been conditioned to, by media, by culture, by fear. But deep down, you know the truth. Money is a tool, not a trophy. And like any tool, its value depends on who's using it. If you're empty, it can't fill you. But if you're full, it can multiply what you already are. That's why you must become the wealth first. You must become peaceful, clear, connected before the money comes. Otherwise, even if you get it, you won't know what to do with it. Rewriting the script. Let's rewrite the script. From now on, wealth is not about what you own. It's about how you live, how you feel, how aligned you are with your values, Wealth is being able to say no to things that don't serve you. Wealth is waking up without anxiety. It's time to rest. It's space to think. It's freedom to create. It's having something to give. And when you redefine wealth this way, something magical happens. Money becomes a side effect, not the main focus. It flows to people who are already rich inside, who give value, who live in alignment, who show up fully. That's when money becomes effortless. A new wealth practice. So here's your challenge for today. Ask yourself, where am I already wealthy? Look beyond your wallet. Are you emotionally steady, mentally sharp, spiritually connected? Then you're already wealthier than most. And if you're lacking in any of these areas, don't panic. That's where the real work begins. Because once you shift your definition of wealth, you shift your entire relationship with money. You no longer look for it out of desperation. You no longer chase it like a savior. You build yourself up and let money be the byproduct of who you've become. That's what this book is really about. So let's keep going. Let's go deeper. Chapter 3. You are the source. There comes a point in life when you stop looking around and start looking within. You stop waiting for opportunities. You stop blaming the economy, the system, the market, and you realize something that changes everything. You are the source. Not your job, not your clients, not luck or timing or some outside force. You. The shift from need to power. Most people operate from need. I need a job. I need more followers. I need a raise. That mindset puts all the power outside of you. It makes you a beggar in your own life. But when you realize you are the source of your own value, everything changes. You stop needing, and you start creating. You begin to understand that your thoughts, your energy, your skills, and your choices determine what flows into your life. Not chance, not luck. You are not empty. You are untapped. So many people walk around thinking they lack something, but you don't lack. You just haven't looked deeply enough inside. You have ideas. You have talents. You have wisdom from pain you've endured and lessons you've lived through. That's value. That's your wealth. You just haven't fully activated it yet. When you treat yourself as empty, you look to the outside world to fill you. When you understand that you're already full, you begin to pour out value. And value is what money follows. From labor to leverage, you don't get rich by working harder. You get rich by owning your power. Think about it. A person digging a hole with a spoon is working hard, but a person using a machine does the same job faster, with less effort, because they're using leverage. The same is true for you. When you develop your mind, your skills, your inner clarity, you become someone who doesn't labor for every dollar. You attract them, not because you're lucky, but because you're magnetic, because you've become a source of creativity, peace, and power. That's real leverage. Stop searching, start becoming. The world teaches you to search for jobs, for clients, for customers. But the most powerful shift you can make is to stop searching and start becoming. Become the person who solves problems. Become the person people come to. Become the answer, not the seeker. You don't find opportunities. You create them. You don't find money. You attract it through who you are becoming. So ask yourself daily, what kind of person would money flow to? Then become that person. Align your energy with value. When your energy is frantic, needy, or desperate, money runs. When your energy is grounded, calm, and generous, money listens. It starts to pay attention. It starts to move toward you. So your real job isn't to hunt for cash. It's to embody calm value, to speak with clarity, to walk with peace, to give generously without fear, to serve with strength, not scarcity. This is what happens when you realize you're the source. Start with what you have. You don't need to be famous. You don't need $1 million idea. You don't even need a perfect plan. You just need to start with what's already in your hands. What do you know? What have you lived through? What are people always asking you for help with? That's where your value lives, right there, in your story, your scars, your perspective. When you share that with others without needing anything in return, you begin to flow in your natural gift. And gifts create income, especially when they solve problems. The power is already in you. There is no secret. There is no trick. Just a truth. You are the source. Everything you seek is already within you. The courage, the creativity, the clarity, the connection. You were never meant to chase the world. You were meant to realize that the world responds to who you are. So become the source. And everything you used to chase will begin chasing you. Chapter 4, The Money Paradox. Money is strange. Everyone wants it. Everyone is told to go after it. And yet, the more you chase it, the more it seems to slip away. Have you noticed? People who are desperate for money often can't seem to get it, while those who are calm, focused, and not obsessed with it somehow keep attracting more. Why is that? It's called the money paradox. And once you understand it, you'll never look at wealth the same way again. What you chase, you push away. Let's start with this truth. Chasing creates distance. Think of a dog chasing its tail. It's running hard, spinning fast, full of effort, but never actually getting what it's after. The same thing happens with money. When you chase it, you signal that it's not already present. You operate from lack, from fear, from insufficiency. And that energy repels what you want, because money, like people, is drawn to confidence, to calm, to value. When you act like you don't need it, it's intrigued. When you act like it's everything, it runs. That's the paradox. Money follows value, not desperation. Let's get clear. Money is not a reward for hard work. If it were, the hardest working people in the world would be the richest. But they're not. Money doesn't follow effort. It follows value, and value doesn't scream. It doesn't chase. It doesn't beg to be seen. Value simply is. It stands tall. It serves. It solves problems. So if you want more money, stop focusing on the money. Start focusing on how much value you're bringing into the world and how you're delivering it. That's what money responds to. How the desperate block the flow. Imagine someone trying to grab water with a clenched fist. The tighter they squeeze, the more it slips away. That's what desperation does. It closes your energy. It blocks your creativity. It clouds your mind. It weakens your voice. And worst of all, it makes you operate from fear, not power. People can sense it. Clients feel it. Opportunities avoid it. Because nobody wants to partner with fear. They want to align with trust, clarity, and grounded energy. That's what opens the flow, the paradox in action. Let's look at this in real life. The artist who creates from the heart without worrying about the market ends up going viral. The entrepreneur who serves deeply, solves real problems, and builds community ends up thriving financially. The spiritual teacher who shares freely ends up receiving gifts, support, and abundance without even asking. None of them were chasing money. They were aligned with something deeper: service, truth, passion, clarity, and money. It followed. That's the paradox. When money is your goal, it feels far away. But when value is your goal, money comes quietly, naturally, and often abundantly. Let go to let in. Here's the secret most people never understand. Letting go isn't giving up. It's opening up. When you stop obsessing over money, you create space for insight. You allow new ideas to come. You notice opportunities you were too anxious to see before. You breathe. You center yourself. You move with purpose, not panic. And suddenly money starts to appear. Not always fast, not always loud, but consistently, because you're no longer blocking it. You've let go of the chase and stepped into the flow. Flip the script, so let's flip the script today. Don't ask, how can I make more money? Ask, how can I create more value? Don't ask, what should I sell? Ask, what problem can I solve with love and skill? Don't ask, how do I get rich? Ask, how can I become someone who enriches others? Because the person who enriches others will never be poor. Final thoughts. Step into the paradox. Let this chapter be your turning point. Let go of the anxious grip. Step out of the chasing game. Realize that money is not the prize. You are. Your creativity, your presence, your ideas, your energy. Money flows to people who have something real to offer. People who give more than they take. People who radiate value, not scream for attention. So don't look for money. Become magnetic to it and then let it come to you quietly, naturally, powerfully. Chapter 5. Focus on mastery, not money. There's a reason so many people feel stuck, frustrated, and unfulfilled, even when they're making money. They've been chasing numbers instead of chasing growth. They've been measuring success in dollars, not depth. They've been taught to chase money instead of mastery. But here's the truth. Mastery creates wealth. Not just financial wealth, but emotional, mental, and spiritual abundance too. Let's explore why. Money is a byproduct, not a goal. Look at the masters of any craft, the legendary athletes, the visionary artists, the genius innovators, the wise teachers. Do you think they were obsessed with making money? Or do you think they were obsessed with mastering their art? The truth is, they fell in love with the process. They woke up thinking about how to get better, not how to get richer. And because they got better, because they became great, money followed. Not because they chased it, but because they created something worth being paid for. That's the key. Mastery has no finish line. Money has a number, a target, a goalpost. But mastery, it's a lifelong journey. You never arrive. You evolve. You refine. You sharpen. You stretch. And ironically, the more you commit to becoming excellent, the more valuable you become in the eyes of the world. People don't pay top dollar for average. They pay for greatness. They pay for precision, passion, quality, and uniqueness. Mastery makes you rare. And in a world that rewards scarcity, rarity gets paid. Why most people stay average? The world is full of people doing just enough to get by. Clocking in, clocking out. Starting things, but never sticking with them. Jumping from idea to idea, chasing money like a dog chasing shadows. That's not how wealth is built. Wealth is built by those who plant roots, who go deep, not just wide, who commit to something long enough to become exceptional. Why do most people avoid mastery? Because it takes time. It takes patience. It takes sacrifice, focus, and humility. But that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Because once you master something, really master it, no one can take it from you. That's real security. The path of mastery is the path of power. When you focus on mastery, something powerful happens inside you. Your confidence grows. Your skills sharpen. Your voice becomes clear. Your energy becomes unshakable. Your presence becomes magnetic. People notice. They feel it. They trust it. And trust is the foundation of all business, all opportunity, all wealth. Mastery gives you the ability to walk into any room and own your space. Not because you're loud, but because you're real. Because you've done the work. Because you've earned your stripes. Money can't buy that. Only mastery can. Fall in love with the craft. If you want to stop looking for money, start looking for the thing you're willing to master. Not for a week. Not for a season. But for life. What would you do even if you weren't paid for it? What? Could you study for hours without getting bored? What do you want to become truly excellent at? That's where your wealth is hiding. Because when you fall in love with the craft, you bring something to the table that money alone can't match. Genuine devotion. And people pay for devotion. They pay for quality. They pay for mastery. Money is short-term. Mastery is forever. Let's say you chase money and make $10,000. Great. But if you haven't built any real skill, you'll lose it just as fast as you made it. And you'll have to chase it again. Now imagine this. You master a skill, something useful, powerful, meaningful. You can turn that skill into $10,000 again and again and again, because the source of value lives inside you. That's the difference. Money runs out, mastery compounds, and the longer you stay committed, the more unstoppable you become. Final thoughts. Choose depth over hype. Don't fall for the hype, the fast money, the shortcuts, the empty flexes. Choose depth. Choose focus. Choose mastery. Because once you become excellent, you'll never have to chase money again. Money will chase you. So stop asking, how can I make more? Start asking, how can I become more? Become sharper. Become wiser. Become more valuable. Master your craft, and let money be the shadow that follows your greatness. Chapter 6. The Law of Contribution. There's an invisible law that governs all true abundance, one that most people overlook in their pursuit of wealth. It's not about working harder. It's not about having more connections. And it's not about how loud your message is. It's about how much you contribute. Welcome to the Law of Contribution. The more value you give, the more abundance you receive, not just in money, but in trust, opportunity, peace, and legacy. Let's unpack this timeless truth. Money is a mirror. Money is not the source. Money is the reflection. It reflects how much value you've created in the lives of others. It mirrors the problems you've solved, the peace you've brought, the difference you've made. That's why selfish pursuits so often feel empty, even if they're profitable. Because deep down, we know the richest life is not one where you take the most, but one where you give the most. Contribution is what fills your life with meaning. And ironically, it's what fills your bank account too. The givers are the wealthiest. Look around. The most successful businesses, they solve real problems for millions of people. The most respected leaders, they inspire, empower, and serve others. The most beloved brands, they give more than they sell. This isn't just a feel-good idea. It's a law of life. The more value you give to the world, the more reasons the world has to reward you. That's the law of contribution in action. Contribution isn't about charity. It's about impact. Let's be clear. Contribution isn't limited to donations or volunteer work. It's about impact. Are you helping people grow? Are you solving meaningful problems? Are you making life easier, better, or more beautiful for others? That's contribution. And when you operate from that place, you tap into something far more powerful than marketing tricks or sales tactics. You tap into trust. And trust is currency. Stop asking, what can I get? Start asking, what can I give? This one shift in mindset can transform everything. Most people go through life with a quiet desperation. What can I get from this job? What can I get from this client? What can I get from this post? But the masters, the magnetic ones, the ones money seems to chase, they flip the question, what can I give here? What can I offer that truly helps? How can I make this moment better for someone else? That's not weakness. That's power, because when you make yourself a source of value, you never run out of opportunity. Contribution multiplies your influence. The most powerful thing about contribution, it compounds. A single act of help can ripple into places you'll never see. One piece of wisdom, one generous gesture, one solved problem. These are seeds, and when planted with sincerity, they grow into trust, reputation, and yes, income. People remember who helped them. People return to those who served them well. People spread the word about those who made a difference. So when you contribute freely, you don't lose anything. You multiply. Scarcity says, protect. Abundance says, share. Here's what holds most people back from contributing more. They're afraid of being taken advantage of, afraid of giving too much and getting too little, afraid of running out. That's scarcity talking. But true abundance has no fear of loss, because it understands this simple truth. The more I give, the more I grow. When you give from a full place, not from obligation or guilt, you expand. Your heart expands. Your mind expands. Your reach expands. And money, it flows toward expansion. Contribution is not a moment. It's an identity. This isn't about giving once and expecting miracles. It's about becoming a person who contributes by nature. You contribute ideas in meetings. You contribute peace in conflict. You contribute clarity in confusion. You contribute hope when others feel hopeless. You contribute light wherever you go. That's not a technique. That's a way of being, and when contribution becomes your identity, abundance becomes your reality. Final thoughts. Become a giver of value. Let this be your mantra. I am here to contribute, not to compete, not to beg, not to chase, but to give. Give your best thoughts. Give your deepest wisdom. Give your full presence. Because what you give out, you get back. And the person who gives value without fear will never run out of wealth. Not now. Not ever. Chapter 7. Silence, stillness, and clarity in a world that never stops talking, moving, or chasing. Silence is rare. Stillness is revolutionary. And clarity, that's the most valuable currency of all. If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like money is slipping through your fingers, if your mind feels loud but your path feels blurry, then maybe it's time to stop doing and start listening, because the answers you seek, the peace you crave, the direction you need, they all live in the same place. Silence, stillness, clarity. Let's go there. The world is loud. Your power is quiet. Everything around you is screaming for your attention. Notifications, advertisements, opinions, urgency, buy this, do that, get more, be more. But amidst all the noise, your power remains silent. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And if you never slow down long enough to hear it, you'll miss it. Understand this. Money isn't found in the noise. It's found in alignment. And alignment only happens when the mind becomes quiet and the soul becomes clear. Stillness reveals what striving hides. Most people are moving too fast to see clearly. They're grinding, chasing, forcing outcomes, believing that motion equals progress. But just because you're moving doesn't mean you're going somewhere meaningful. Sometimes movement is a distraction, a way to avoid the deeper questions. But stillness? Stillness is honest. Stillness is truth. When you sit in stillness, truly sit, you start to see what matters. You start to feel what's real. You start to hear your inner wisdom. And from that place, decisions become obvious. Direction becomes clear. Peace becomes natural. That's clarity. Silence isn't emptiness. It's full of answers. We've been trained to fear silence, to fill every gap with noise, content, music, or motion. But silence is sacred. Silence is where you meet yourself. It's where you remember what you really want. It's where the chaos of the world fades and the truth within rises. Want to know your next move? Sit in silence. Want to attract better opportunities? Cultivate inner calm. Want to stop chasing and start creating? Breathe. Be still. Listen. The wealth you're looking for is trying to speak, but it can't be heard above the noise. Clarity is wealth. Let's be clear. Clarity is one of the most profitable states of mind you can cultivate. Why? Because when you're clear, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You say no to what drains you. You create with purpose. You move with focus. You attract aligned people, ideas, and resources. Confused minds hesitate. Clear minds act. And action from clarity creates momentum, the kind money responds to. You don't need more hustle. You need more clarity. The practice of stillness isn't something you wait for. It's something you practice. Even 5 minutes of quiet each day can shift your entire energy. No phone, no goals, no stimulation, just you and the breath, just you and your being, just you. In that space, you recalibrate, you reconnect, you reset your focus from fear to trust, and you remind yourself, I am not here to chase, I am here to create. That's power, and it's born in stillness. Let silence guide you to right action. Right action doesn't come from panic. It doesn't come from pressure. It comes from peace. When you take action from a grounded, centered place, your results multiply. Your words carry weight. Your presence radiates calm authority. Silence teaches you when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to listen, when to give and when to receive. This is the wisdom that separates the frantic from the free, the anxious from the aligned, the broke from the abundant. Final thoughts. Become a quiet force. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be fast to be effective. You don't need to be everywhere to be seen. You need to be clear. You need to be still. You need to be grounded. That's what makes you magnetic. So take time for silence. Prioritize stillness. Protect your clarity. Because in a noisy world, the clearest mind wins, and in a world of endless chasing, the calm creator attracts everything. Chapter 8. Build. Don't begin the journey to abundance. There's a crucial mindset that separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. It's the difference between building and begging. Many people live in a state of lack, waiting for handouts, favors, or luck to change their lives. But true wealth doesn't come from asking for scraps. It comes from creating something of value. Build, don't beg. This simple phrase holds the secret to lasting success and peace. Why begging doesn't work. Begging, whether it's for money, attention, or opportunity, is a position of powerlessness. It sends a message that you don't have enough, that you need someone else to rescue you, that your worth depends on external approval, and when you beg, you give away your power, you become dependent, you limit your options, you shrink your vision. Begging creates scarcity mindset, a belief there's never enough to go around. Building is an act of empowerment. Building is the opposite. When you build, you take responsibility for your life. You create your own opportunities. You generate your own value. Building means crafting skills that serve others, creating products or services that solve real problems, developing relationships based on mutual respect, investing time and energy in your growth. Building is an act of self-respect. It's a declaration. I am capable. I am worthy. I am a creator, not a taker. The power of creating. When you build, you shift from scarcity to abundance. Instead of asking, can I have this? You ask, what can I offer? Instead of waiting for permission, you take initiative. And here's the truth. People want to support builders. They want to invest in creators. They want to partner with those who bring value. Because building creates trust. Building creates momentum. Building creates legacy. Small steps. Build big foundations. You don't have to start with a skyscraper. Start small. Build daily, a blog post, a helpful comment, a new skill learned, a problem solved for a friend or client. Each small effort adds up. Each act of creation builds your foundation. Over time, your consistent building creates a structure strong enough to hold your dreams and your wealth. Build from authenticity. Not pressure. Building isn't about forcing outcomes or chasing trends. It's about authentic contribution. Ask yourself, what do I genuinely love to create? What skills do I want to sharpen? How can I serve others in a way that feels natural? When building flows from authenticity, it becomes joyful, sustainable, and magnetic. The danger of waiting. Waiting for the right time or the perfect opportunity is a form of begging. It's handing your power to external circumstances. The truth is, the perfect time is now. The perfect opportunity is created by you. Every moment you wait is a moment you lose momentum. Start building today, no matter how small the step. Build your inner wealth. Building isn't just about external things. Build your mindset, your resilience, your confidence. Build habits that serve you. Build relationships that uplift you. Build daily rituals that keep you focused. Inner wealth fuels outer wealth. Without it, any building you do is shaky. Final thoughts. Choose to be a builder. Begging keeps you stuck. Building moves you forward. When you choose to build, you reclaim your power. You become a force of creation in a world of consumption. You attract abundance, not by asking for it, but by making it inevitable. So today, commit to building something, anything, that moves you closer to your dreams. Because builders don't wait for money. Money waits for builders. Chapter 9. Money is a mirror. Money is often seen as the ultimate goal, a prize to be won, a symbol of success, the answer to all problems. But what if money is not the destination, but a reflection of something much deeper? Money is a mirror. It all reflects your beliefs, your mindset, your habits, your relationship with yourself and the world. If you want to change your financial reality, the first step is to look into the mirror and see what's really there. What the mirror shows. When you look at money as a mirror, you realize it reflects your self-worth. How much you value yourself influences how much money you attract. Your mindset about abundance and scarcity. Do you believe there's enough to go around, or do you fear there's never enough? Your habits and choices. How you manage your time, energy, and resources shapes your financial life. Your fears and limiting beliefs. What stories do you tell yourself about money? Are you worthy of wealth? Is money hard to get? Are you afraid of losing it? Changing the reflection means changing yourself. If your financial picture isn't what you want, changing. External circumstances alone won't fix it. You have to change what's behind the mirror, your beliefs, your attitudes, your emotional patterns. This is the real work, the work that builds lasting wealth. Money amplifies who you are. Money doesn't create character, it reveals it. If you are generous, money will amplify your generosity. If you are fearful, money will amplify your fear. This is why many people who suddenly get money struggle, because their mindset hasn't caught up. Using the mirror for growth, use money as feedback. When your finances feel tight, ask, what part of me needs attention? What beliefs am I holding on to that no longer serve me? When money flows easily, celebrate it as a sign you're aligned with your true worth. The mirror never lies. It's always showing you what you need to see. Reflection creates responsibility, seeing. Money as a mirror empowers you. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're an artist of your reality. When you take responsibility for the reflection, you reclaim control over your financial life. Final thoughts. Embrace your reflection. The next time you think about money, don't just think about numbers. Think about what money is reflecting in you, your worth, your mindset, your inner world. And remember, by changing what's behind the mirror, you change the reflection and create a new financial reality. Money is not the goal, it's the mirror. Look deeply, grow wisely, build wealth from the inside out. Chapter 10. Don't look for money. Look within. Money is often seen as an external prize, something out there to be caught, earned, or acquired, a destination on a map that promises safety, happiness, and freedom. But what if the real treasure isn't out there? What if the richest source of wealth lies within you? This chapter will guide you to look inward, to tap into the hidden wealth inside your mind, heart, and spirit, because true abundance starts from the inside. The inner landscape of wealth before money flows into your life. It must first flow within you. Your thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and identity create an internal landscape, a fertile or barren ground for wealth to grow. If you focus only on the outside world, the job, the paycheck, the deals, you miss the most powerful source, your own being. Your inner world shapes everything. Beliefs are the currency. Within your beliefs about money and yourself act like currency in your internal economy. Do you believe you deserve wealth? Do you believe that abundance is possible for you? Or do you carry fears, doubts, and stories that limit your potential? These inner currencies, on positive or negative, will either build your fortune or block it. By nurturing empowering beliefs, you cultivate a wealth mindset that naturally attracts abundance. The power of self-worth at the core of looking within is self-worth. You cannot attract wealth if you feel unworthy of it. Self-worth is not about arrogance or entitlement. It's about recognizing your inherent value and dignity as a human being. When you honor your worth, you begin to act from a place of confidence and authenticity. You stop chasing money desperately and start attracting it effortlessly. The role of emotional wealth. Emotional wealth is your ability to stay centered, hopeful, and joyful regardless of external circumstances. It's resilience in the face of setbacks. It's gratitude for what you have. It's peace with where you are. This kind of wealth creates a magnetic energy that draws opportunities, people, and yes, money, not because you force it, but because you embody it. The practice of inner listening, looking within, requires listening. Quiet your mind. Tune into your feelings. Notice your intuition. What is your inner voice telling you about your purpose, your passions, your next steps? When you listen deeply, you align your actions with your true self, and that alignment brings natural prosperity, creating from your inner riches. When you create from your inner wealth, your passion, creativity, and wisdom, your work is infused with authenticity. Authentic creation resonates with others. It builds trust. It generates lasting value, and lasting value is what money rewards. Don't chase money, cultivate. Money is a reflection of your inner wealth. Chasing money alone is like trying to harvest a field without planting seeds. Instead of chasing money, focus on cultivating yourself. Build your skills, grow your mindset, deepen your purpose. When you become a rich, full person inside, money naturally follows. Final thoughts. The wealth within is infinite. The most powerful wealth you will ever find is inside you. No external circumstance can diminish it. No market crash can take it away. Look within, your values, your passions, your strengths. Nurture them daily. Because when you do, you unlock a limitless source of abundance, far beyond dollars and cents. Money will come, not because you seek it, but because you have become a source of wealth itself. Conclusion: a new relationship with wealth. You've journeyed through powerful ideas, from letting go of the endless chase to redefining what wealth truly means, to building your life from the inside out. Now, it's time to tie it all together. Wealth is not just money. Wealth is a state of being. It's peace, purpose, and power. It's the clarity to see your path, the courage to build what matters, and the generosity to give without fear. Money is only one part of this bigger picture. Shift your focus. Transform your life when you stop looking for money as a goal and start seeing it as a byproduct of your growth. Your entire relationship with abundance shifts. You become magnetic. You become unstoppable. You become free. Take action from a place of inner wealth. The secret to lasting success isn't hustling harder. It's connecting deeper to yourself, to your values, to your unique gifts. When you act from that place, you don't just attract money. You create a life worth living. Your journey is just beginning. This book is not the end. It's the beginning of your new mindset, your new habits, and your new way of being. Commit to building from within. Commit to growth, contribution, and stillness. Commit to being a builder, not a beggar. Remember, this don't look for money. Look for yourself. Because inside you lies a wellspring of abundance, waiting to be tapped, waiting to flow, waiting to transform your life. Thank you for trusting this journey. May your path be rich with meaning and fulfillment, and may money follow as a natural part of your abundant life.